Hey guys, it's DC and welcome to the Soap Sanctuary where all soap lovers are welcome. You're getting two videos in one today. So this video is on my thoughts on Kelly Monaco leaving GH. I know she left GH for like a million years ago. As you guys know, I've been really busy seeing clients in therapy at school and on internships. So I really have not had time for this channel. And Albert's all like, oh, just make videos when you can. I'm like, if I don't intentionally make videos, they won't get done. But let's start with Kelly Monaco leaving GH, General Hospital. I was never crazy about the character of Sam on GH. Personally, I did like it when Lindsay Hartley entered the role of Sam. She just brought something new to the material. I don't think that Sam was Kelly Monaco's best role. I still think it was Livia and Port Charles. I really do. I know a lot of people are upset, but the character of Sam really wasn't doing anything. Even her and Dante, they were together for years, but I didn't really see the couple going anywhere. It just felt like they were each other's placeholder. She was a placeholder for Lulu. Dante was a placeholder for Jason. You know what I'm talking about? You know how you've been in a relationship with someone where nothing's bad necessarily, but it feels like a placeholder in a sense. And those relationships are usually pretty brief, like usually maybe 6 months or less. That's how it kind of felt with those two. Now, the thing about it is that the writing was just not there for Sam anymore. And to me, as a viewer, it always goes back to the writing. Is the writing there to support this character? So for me as a viewer, Elizabeth and Sam, they don't really do anything. I know people are so crazy about them. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the longevity of them being on the show. GH is not an ensemble cast. They don't do ensembles, right? But the writing is just not there. It wasn't there for Kelly Monaco for a while. And maybe she could go to another soap like B&B or Days or YNR, or maybe just go to Primetime altogether and do something new. When you've been in a job for 20 plus years, sometimes what happens, they take you for granted. And you want to challenge yourself as an actor or actress, I would think. And they weren't really giving her dynamic roles to do anything else. I think Livia was her best role. Like Maura West, it's a tie between Ava Jerome and Carly Tenniel of who was her best roles. Cassie DePaiva, do you remember when she was Michelle Bauer in Guiding Light? Me neither. But I know you remember her as Blair in One Life to Live, right? And maybe even as Eve on Days, which I think Blair Kramer was her best role. And when I look at an actor or actress' best role on soaps, it's not so much of the longevity. Longevity does not always mean good. I want to be clear about that. I gave that example in my last video where I gave the example of like a therapist, where a lot of times people look for a therapist, looking for a therapist who's been in the field for years. Just because you've been in the field for years does not mean necessarily you're good. You could be really terrible, trash, basura. Because let's say if you got your education from 40 years ago and you haven't really done anything to update yourself to now, you work well for the people of 40 years ago, but what about for the people of today, right? And so it's the same thing with soap characters. You can have been on a show for forever and a day. No pun intended, no Candace Mack, Casey Hutchinson, but you don't do necessarily the role is not suiting you for whatever the reasons are. And I think for me, that is the biggest thing I look for in writing on soaps. And the writing on soaps, because here's the thing, with Sam and Dante, Sam's death drove story. And that's the thing I like to see on soaps is being able to drive story, not being as predictable. Which is one of the reasons why I don't do spoilers. I'm happy I'm not as privy to spoilers because I don't need to know who's waking up on Sunday. I don't need to know who's stopping the town. Don't let me find out about it. You know, like sometimes women will be like, I don't mind if my man cheats on me, but don't let me find out. That's how I am with soaps. I don't care if we have a bad storyline, but don't let me find out. At least don't let me find out before I watch. Because the thing is, when you know something is coming, it lessens the impact. So if someone told me, hey, DC, someone's going to come at you with a knife down the street and he's going to be acting crazy. You now lessen the impact of that person. Now I'm ready for you. The impact is lessened. I'm not as shocked or as scared or taken aback or taken by surprise because I know you're coming. And it's the same thing with soaps. Primetime shows are willing to go and shock us and kill off certain characters that we expect to get killed or put certain people in a coma or do certain things. I want to see that sometimes on soaps. I want you to go there. Passions, as much as it was parodying itself at times, it was not afraid to go there. That's why you really did not know where the show was going. You really did not know they were going to take things, and that was good because it kept us as viewers on our toes. I'm not saying everything needs to be shock value on a show. I mean, why not? Like, for example, Sharon killing Heather. That was shock. And I think with Kelly Monaco, it wasn't much of a shock to know that she was leaving GH. And I think her death drove good story for the time. Like when Christine lost the baby on GH, that drove story. I don't want people to do shock value for shock value. Do it with a purpose. I didn't think Christine was going to lose the baby because I thought GH was going to be predictable and she was going to survive or have to give like, she was going to have to go in premature labor. That's what I thought. That wasn't predictable. When she lost the baby, I was like, oh my God. I was like, good job to the writers. You actually did something good. So with Kelly Monaco leaving, maybe it's for the best. Unless your name is Carly, Sonny, and Jason, you're not getting the good storylines on GH. That is a fact. You guys have been watching the show long enough. And I think you guys didn't notice because you had other soaps like One Life to Live or All My Children sprinkled in. So you didn't notice as much what GH is doing. Now things are becoming more apparent. Now we notice GH doesn't have diversity. Why? Because you guys are the only ones. You know what I mean? So things are more apparent to you. It's kind of like when a parent has multiple children, you may not notice things as much as one child because you got multiple children to focus on. But when you only have one child, you notice everything about them. Yep. So with Kelly Monaco leaving, I think it could be for the best. It's kind of like with Noah and YNR. They could not write a storyline for that man to save his life. And a lot of times, I think that viewers think because it's a legacy character, you should be able to have all the written material there for you. No, my G. It's like Noah was like I don't want to give this example because I do like the Kardashians. He's like the Rob Kardashian of the Newmans. You expect great promise because of the last name, but you don't see it with the different character. Rob is a good guy, though. I do like Rob Kardashian, and he's a good-looking man. But what I will say is this, is that I don't think the storylines were there at Kelly Monaco. I think she needs to move on. Lindsay Hartley they need to call her for a role for GH. Something dealing with Portia's best friend. You know her and Brooke Kerr are best friends in her life. She killed it. She brought it. And you know why? Because she hasn't been on our screens in a minute. Yeah, I've been on screen in a minute. You know how to bring it. Okay, you know how to bring it. That's why soaps need good competition. Yeah. Kelly Monaco, I think she can kill it on another soap. She can kill it. She's a good actress, but the writing is not there. If you're not Sonny, Carly, and Jason, the writing won't be there for you on GH. It won't be there for you on GH. But the problem is now Sonny, Carly, and Jason are feeling overworked. Those actors are feeling overworked. So now they got to actually sprinkle some storylines on the people. Yep. But that is my take on Kelly Monaco leaving GH. I haven't even noticed Sam's been gone yet. But I don't think it takes away from her being a great actress. I just don't think they were gonna do her justice in the role. Once Sam broke away from Jason, she had no identity anymore as a character. She fell into the back burner. Same with Elizabeth. If your storyline is not tied to Sonny, Carly, and Jason, the triumphant trio, you're not gonna have much longevity on this show. Now, Maxie, there's a couple of exceptions like Maxie, but Maxie's technically Carly's cousin in a sense. So she's still related to the triumphant trio. Yeah, you see how that works? Look at the people on screen right now who are having big storylines. Tell me they're not related to the triumphant trio. Tell me they don't have no relation to somehow or have a child somehow with someone in the triumphant trio, which is why they're still prospering on GH. That's the code of prospering on the show. Do you notice once Dex left Sonny, he had no storyline anymore? Did you notice that? Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? Yep. Once you don't have a connection to the triumphant trio, you don't have no storyline on the show. But my hope is that she will find her way into a new role. And I mean, honestly, maybe it's time for something new. You know, maybe it's honestly time for something new. But anyways, guys, that's my take so far on Kelly Monaco leaving GH. You guys getting 2 videos from me today. That's a good thing. 2 videos. Anyways, guys, this has been the Soap Sanctuary. And I'll see you guys in the next one.